Hey Libra, welcome to your weekly forecast for May 16th through the 22nd. This is for Libra sun, moon, and rising. You might stumble upon this video outside of the time I mentioned, and that's just fine. You're going to find it whenever you were meant to find it. If it's a month from now or a year from now, you're going to find it whenever you're meant to hear the messages that are in it. Keep in mind this is a general reading. Not every single message is going to resonate. Take what does, leave what doesn't. And as always, you may need a private reading. All right, my dears, let's get right on into it. Let's do this. I'm going to move you just a little bit closer so I'm not reaching so much. First card coming up here for our Libra friends is the Lover's card. This is a major arcana card. So even though I'm setting the intention for the next 7 days, major arcana cards are going to come up when we're entering a significant new chapter in our life. This is a defining moment. So even though we're reading with the intention for the next 7 days, the things that are happening in the next 7 days will be an ongoing chapter or ongoing theme for you for a while. Now, there's a few different ways this card is going to come up for us. Now, I know a lot of people see the Lover's card, they get excited. They're like, relationship. And don't get me wrong, that can be the case for some of you. Some of you may be manifesting a significant relationship or a significant soulmate. However, just so that you know, when the tarot was first put together, the sixth major arcana card was not called the Lovers. It didn't become the Lovers card until much later. In the beginning, this card was called the Choice, the Decision. Some decks called it the Sacrifice, because this is a card about choices and decisions. And it's a card about what do you want. So even in the context of a relationship, we may be having to ask ourselves, do I want to be in a relationship or do I want to be single? Do I want to be with this person or do I want to be with that person? There's going to be some aspect of options involved and weighing out, do I want this or do I want that? How much am I willing to do to get it? How much is too much? Where are your boundaries? Where do you draw the line? And so for some of you, this can be in your love life. For other ones of you, it may be in other areas of your life. The Lover's card is associated with the astrological sign of Gemini. Therefore, some of you may have a Gemini placement, and there can be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini. But the Lover's card for me in general is you're coming into a time where Spirit is trying to help you figure out what you want because you're very frustrated with your manifesting. Maybe you're doing your vision boarding, you're praying, you're doing your affirmations, and you're like, why won't Spirit give me what I'm asking for? And for some of you, it could be love. You could be saying, give me love, give me my soulmate. But what does that mean? That's like walking into a restaurant and saying, I can't wait anymore. I'm starving. Bring me food now. I've been waiting a long time. I can't wait anymore. Well, this is a restaurant. That doesn't narrow it down. What do you mean by food? And you might say, okay, a salad. Bring me a salad. But you know what? There's a million kinds of salad, and some of them don't even have vegetables in them. It doesn't narrow anything down. And guess what? What is love and romance for me might not be love and romance for you. And that might be part of your journey, Libra. That might be part of your journey and you figuring out, what does love mean to you? What does commitment mean to you? What does success mean to you? These are things that you need to be defining in your life. And for some of you, you're coming into a time that Spirit and your angels and guides are going to be taking you on this little like cosmic buffet, like sampler platter. How about this? Do you like this? Do you like that? How's this taste to you? in trying to help you define it, whether it's success or love or some other aspect of life. When I see the Lover's card in my readings, it tells me that this could be a time that you're coming into where Spirit is trying to help you figure that out. Spirit is trying to help you define that, because this is a part of your journey. It can also be a time in which you're having to examine the sacrifices you've been making and to be honest with yourself. Like, how is that working for you? Is it worthwhile? Has it been worth it for you? So choices, decisions, sacrifices, defining things in your life. It's really funny to me as I'm looking at these cards, as I'm looking at this card, I almost feel like she's calling out to him and he's just like, he's elsewhere. Like he's not hearing her. And she's like, did you hear me? Like for the 10th time, hello? Could you just acknowledge what I said here? Did you hear me? And so for some of you Libras, you could be in a situation where you're not feeling heard. And maybe this is an ongoing thing in your life and you're tired of it. You're like, I'm not going to make time or hold space in my life anymore for people who aren't hearing me, right? Because that's one thing I love about Libra. I have, close friends who are Libra. My mom's a Libra. And a lot of the Libras that I've known like to give the benefit of the doubt. Okay, well, maybe you didn't hear me, or maybe you didn't understand, or, maybe there's a good explanation for it. But I feel in situations where you're not being heard, you're going to be less patient or less understanding for a lot of you. And you may be just deciding, I don't want to give these people the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to be understanding. I'm tired of it. So specifically, I feel for some of you, you're just drawing a boundary here and you're not going to deal with anyone who's not hearing you. Next card coming up here for you all is the Nine of Cups. And Nine of Cups is wishes coming true. So as I said, for some of you, you've been asking for certain things and Spirit's taking you on this little sampler course to taste and to see and to figure out what you want and what you like and how you're going to define something. And as soon as you do, here it is. Nine of Cups, your wish is granted. You're receiving what you're asking for once it's defined. Nine of Cups also comes up for me in my readings with a very specific message. There's an element of homework with the Nine of Cups, because on one hand, the Nine of Cups is your wishes being granted. You're receiving what you want. You're getting what you want. And on the other hand of Nine of Cups, we could be dealing with a person or people who are looking at us a little envious. They don't think it's fair. They don't think it's fair that you're succeeding at what you're succeeding. Or they don't think it's fair that you're making money doing what you're doing, or that you're making as much money, or that you're as successful, or that you're happy, or that you landed a specific opportunity or relationship, or you had some big break or big blessing come your way, and they're looking at you like it's not fair. It's not fair. They have more than me. Their life is better than me. And they're not even realizing, Libra, how hard you've worked to get to where you are. They're just looking at you like you snapped your fingers and it fell from the sky, and they're jealous. And they're looking at you like, well, Libra, you have it so easy. You need to help me. You need to share with me. You have too much. You have to give to me. And don't get me wrong, it's really good to pay things forward, right? When we have blessings, it's wonderful to share with people. It's wonderful to help people who are less fortunate than us. But with this energy, this is like a demanding person. And this is the kind of person that no matter how much you give them, it's not enough. And it doesn't always have to be money. It can be your time, it could be your attention, especially if you're a Libra, that you're coming out of a very hard time in your life. Like you may be really depressed, or you may have been really depressed and really struggling, and now you're coming into a time of happiness. Okay? Because a lot of the times we end up with friends when we're suffering, right? It's no there's truth to it. The expression that goes, misery loves company, right? When we are sad, when we're struggling, we're going to be around people who are sad, who are struggling. We may bond through our sorrows. But the moment that you start to rise above that, you may have friends or family around you that you're close to who are not rising above that. And they look at you, well, you're happy, you're blessed, you have so much going on in your life. And even if they're not asking you for things financially, they may be looking at you like, well, it's your job to cheer me up. You're happy, your life is going well, my life sucks, so it's your job to cheer me up. I'm going to call you on the phone, I'm going to cry and complain for hours, and no matter what you say to try to help me, I'm going to tell you all of the reasons why there's no solution and it's not going to work, and I just have to be miserable, and you have to listen to me how miserable I am. In my life, I have a Libra placement, and in my life, I had a time that I was coming out of that heavy energy, and I actually had a friend who was like that, and I said, you know, I'm really I don't know what to do. Like, I want to help you, I want to cheer you up, I want to help you, but I feel like no matter what I say, no matter what I do, like, you push it away. So when you call me to tell me these things, like, what, I don't know, what do you want me to do? Like, how do you want me to be there for you? And she actually said to me, well, you're happy, your life is getting better, my life isn't, so you just have to listen to me, and you have to try to cheer me up, and you have to take me places. You have to take me places and do things with me and listen to me, and you have to cheer me up because you're happy and I'm not. Well, we can't be doing that 24/7. And we can't be doing that for someone that's pushing away solutions. So right now, your blessing is about to come in, Libra. And Spirit knows that there's people at your table right now that the second that that blessing is laid out, they're going to come in and they're going to devour it like locusts. Even though you have a generous heart and you're willing to share. Whether it's money, time, resources, whatever it may be, there are people currently sitting at your table that are going to devour everything like locusts. So Spirit is saying, right now is the time for you to set boundaries. Right now is the time for you to practice saying no, or limiting how much you're willing to give. Maybe you want to be there for that friend, but you got to let them know that, you know, you can only be on the phone for 30 minutes. Or somebody's asking you to borrow money, or they need help, and you might be like, look, I can't give you $100, but I can let you borrow 50, right? Or whatever it might be. You have to start putting down these boundaries starting from now, because that blessing is coming in, and Spirit wants to make sure that you're going to hold on to that blessing, that you're not going to let people come in and snatch it away from you. Okay? Kind of like in Cinderella, in the Disney version, in the cartoon, when she worked so hard and she made herself all ready for the ball, and her stepsisters came in and they're like, that's my necklace, that's my sash, and they tore everything off her. You've worked way too hard to allow people to come in and to say, no, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine, and rip it away from you. So your blessing is coming in, but practice your boundaries. Start enforcing those boundaries now. Next message coming in here for Libra is the Star card, another major arcana card. So big shifts in a short period of time. This is Aquarius energy, okay? So we do know, Libra, you guys are definitely in the element of air here, with these two major arcana cards, both being in the element of air. You are an air sign. You are in your element of air. You are in your power. The Star card is a beautiful card because if you know anything about the tarot, the Star card follows the Tower. The Tower is the sudden destruction and the chaos and the things falling apart. But then the Star card comes after the Tower to tell us, look, the worst of it is over. The destruction is behind you. The chaos is behind you. Congratulations, you have survived the worst of it. And now is the time for the happy life. Now is the time for longevity. Now is the time that you will make plans that will actually stick, that will actually succeed. This is the time that you can make long-term plans that will stick and will succeed. The Star card is inspiration. It's being seen. It's being celebrated. Some of you are making a name for yourself in a chosen field or organization or community that is near and dear to your heart. You are making a name for yourself. You are being recognized. You are being seen. The Star card also comes in with the energy of comfortable retirement and more than one stream of income. You may be generating income from more than one avenue or more than one thing, more than one endeavor. And so it comes to us with the sense or energy of abundance. As I'm looking at this Star card, I feel like for some of you, something is coming in where you are dealing with a lot of famous people, like famous people, public figures, celebrities, musicians. So if you are doing something in terms of your skills or your self-employment, you may find that you are being contacted by celebrities or well-known people. You may be, I guess people refer to it as industry. You may be doing kind of like industry kind of stuff. Even if you might think that what you're doing is not something along those lines or that would align you with that. Spirit is showing me when I used to nanny, and all of a sudden I started getting sent on interviews for celebrities. And I didn't want to work for the celebrities because they wanted somebody around the clock, right? But I would have never have dreamed that I'd be a nanny and I'd be going and getting interviewed by, like, Pamela Anderson's assistant, and you don't even know until you're there and they're like, oh, well, do you know who this is for? Like this kind of thing. So even if you feel like you're in a job or you're in a thing that you wouldn't think that you would be working for famous people, for some of you, for some reason with this Star card, I feel like you're being around famous people or well-known people, and somehow this is putting you in the public eye, right? Even if you're not in the mindset where, say, you want to be on, you don't want to be on TV, you don't want to be in acting, or you don't want to be a performer. There may be something that these connections are going to help you put out there in the long term. Maybe they're going to help you get published, or maybe they're going to help you invest in creating some kind of center or organization, or they're going to help maybe fund something that you're wanting to do to help or bring about healing. Maybe it's not famous people for all of you. Maybe it's just very wealthy people. But I feel something is happening here where you're beginning to make contacts with people who are in a position where they're very well connected. They can pull strings, they can make things happen. And it might not make sense to you right now, but in the future, at some point, it's going to allow you to put something really significant out there, right? Even if it's like, even if you have absolutely positively no desire to be a famous person, it could just be that these are people who are in a position where they can help you make things happen. And so you're forming friendships and partnerships and working relationships, with these people that in the future, um, they're gonna help you make something significant happen. Your next card here, Libra, is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, some of you may be stepping into the characteristics or personality traits of the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very attractive, okay? Very Lexi. It rhymes with Lexi. Girls drink Pepsi to get more Lexi. I'm not saying the word because if I say it, they're going to cut the monetization. And if they cut the monetization, they're going to stop circulating the video, which means less people are going to see it. So it's not that I'm scared of, the rules or that I'm like obsessed with monetization. I just want people to see the video. So there's some words I can't say or I have to be cautious of saying. So with the Queen of Wands, you might be stepping into that fiery energy, that passionate energy. There's a sense of beauty with her, right? So beauty, attractiveness. Queen of Wands is very independent. The life of the party, very funny, very creative, comes up with solutions, creative solutions to problems. She's one of my self-employment cards or self-employment energies. So a lot of you may be stepping into those energies or characteristics and coming into that fiery confidence, even if you don't have fire placements. Now, the Queen of Wands comes up for me a lot of the times in readings when you begin to open your eyes and you begin to realize how much other people are benefiting from you. Like, for example, in work situations or career situations, you begin to realize how much money you've been earning or making or bringing in for your employer or for the companies you work for. You begin to realize how much people in your personal life benefit from having you around. And you're looking at, well, wait a minute now, what am I getting out of this? This is not a fair exchange. And you may speak up and you may try to stand up for yourself, and they're like just wanting to stroke your ego or flatter you or tell you it's not that big of a deal and sweep it under the rug and just to keep you laying those golden eggs, but don't complain. And you're like, this is nonsense. No, thank you. So I see the Queen of Wands coming up when you get fed up and you're tired of giving so much and getting so little. You know your worth, and this anger propels you to reach for better, to reach for higher, and you're in such a sense of confidence and knowing your worth, and this anger magnifies the energy that you end up achieving big things in a short period of time. You end up landing a better situation for yourself, a better opportunity, or a business really begins to take off or really begins to succeed. You aim for higher and you get higher in a short period of time. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks your moon sign and rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign. Love readings for May are linked in the description. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite. You can schedule a private reading with me there. Don't forget to check out the daily messages as well on the channel. Every single day I post a message, so check those out as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care and be well, my dears.